Over the next 90 minutes, 50% of the teams remaining in European competition will be booking their spot in the last 16. The other half, though, will be saying goodbye, and their European journeys will come to an end. Which side, though, will Celtic be on? Welcome back, guys, to Fog Football here for your European preview show. Obviously, the big game that we want to talk about is Bayern Munich versus Celtic. In Germany, Celtic only managed a 2-1 defeat in the first leg. Probably deserved more than that, to be honest. Just did not get started quick enough. And by the time that they did up their game, by the time that they did start to play some good football, they had Bayern Munich on the ropes. But unfortunately, could only score one goal. Probably wasn't enough on the night to really give them a good chance in this tie. Can they pull off a massive upset, though? Can they pull off one of the biggest, I believe, Scottish upsets in a long time? I don't know if history would be correct, because there has been some massive upsets, but this would be right up there, I believe. So yeah, whether they do it or not, we don't know. But we're going to go through the all the games here, and I'll give my predictions on who I believe will be in the next round. So Milan, Feyenoord. Feyenoord have a 1-0 lead from the first leg. I'm going to predict that Milan win this, so I'm going to say Milan 2-0 and Milan to go through on the night. Atalanta, Club Brugge. Club Brugge, again, have a 2-1 lead, but I'm going to go Atalanta to win 3-1 on the night and Atalanta to go through. So far I'm going Milan, Atalanta. Right, Bayern Munich, Celtic, the big one. The one that Celtic need to get right. The one that Rodgers needs to get right. Celtic need to be at their absolute best just to have a chance, you feel, in this game. And for me, as an attacking standpoint, as an attacking threat, for Celtic to be at their best, they need to have the front three of Jota, Kuhn and Maeda. We obviously hit Maeda through the middle. I think that gives Celtic their best chance of creating problems for Bayern Munich. That's when they created all the problems last week. And if they can start the game the way they ended the game when they took Bayern Munich on last week, then I think they've got a chance. But, can they hold out Bayern Munich? Can they stop Bayern Munich from scoring? Unlikely. I think that Bayern Munich will score probably at least one. I would say at least probably two, actually. So I think Celtic therefore need to score a lot of goals. I don't think Celtic can go to Germany and try and just stay in the game and try and contain Bayern and hope to nick a 1-0 win and force extra time. I don't see that happening. I think Celtic are going to need to go there and outscore Bayern. That is, in my opinion, the way for Celtic to beat them. And I don't think this isn't the greatest Bayern Munich team we've ever seen either. Let's be honest. I mean, it's a good Bayern Munich team, but there has been stronger Munich teams over the past 15 years. So as much as I think Celtic are going to be up against it, I do think they've got somewhat of a chance if they get everything right. But they need to make sure they're pretty much perfect in every area. Can't afford any mistakes. Schmeichel will need to be at the top of his game. Carter Vickers, and I'm imagining Trusty, who will probably partner him, will need to be at the top of his game. Everyone will need to deliver an 8, 9, 10 performance tonight just to give Celtic a chance. And if they can do that, then I think the game will be competitive, but I don't think they're going to win. Unfortunately, I just don't see it. I'm going to go Bayern Munich 3-2. I think Bayern Munich will. I think it'll be a high-scoring game. I do think Celtic will cause them problems. I do think Celtic will score. And I think Celtic may even score more than one, but I just don't think they're going to do enough to see Bayern Munich out of this competition. So I'm going 3-2 Munich. I hope I'm wrong. I hope Celtic win, but just don't see it. So, moving on. Benfica, Monaco. This game is pretty much in the balance. I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw and for Benfica to get their spot in the next round. So that's my prediction there. I go to Wednesday. A couple of dead games. Dortmund and PSG both 3-0 up. I'm going to go with them. I'll go 2-0 Dortmund and another 3-0 PSG. Real Madrid, Man City. I'm going to go 1-1. I think Real Madrid will probably go through just with a draw in aggregate. And PSV, Juventus, I'm going to go another draw in that one. I'm going to go 2-2. And Juventus getting into the next round. So that's my predictions for the Champions League. We're moving on now to the Europa League. Got Bodo Glimt in 20. I'm going to go with 20. I think 20 will win that. I'm going to go 2-1 20. Galatasaray, Acer Alkmaar. Galatasaray trailing 4-1. Now, I do think they'll win this tie at home, but I think they'll overturn the deficit. I'm going to say no. I'm going to go 3-1 Galatasaray. I'm going to go with Bucharest to defeat PAC by 2-0. Roma Porto. I'm going to go Roma 2-1. Roma to go through. Victoria Plzen versus Fanos Ferros. I'm going to go Victoria Plzen 2-1. I'll go Plzen to go through in extra time. Ajax versus Union SG. I'll go Ajax to see this game off 3-0. Real Sociedad Midtjylland. I'm going to go another 2-1 from the first leg. I'm going to go 2-1 Real Sociedad to win 4-2 in aggregate. And Anderlecht trailing Fenerbahce 3-0 from the first leg. Do I think they can turn it around? No, I think they'll win. I'm going to go Anderlecht 2-1, but it won't be enough for them to turn the tie around and get into the next stage. So that's my predictions there for the Europa League. And then finally, we move on to the Conference League, and there is obviously a game that we are paying a little bit more special interest to here. So, yeah, Molde, Shamrock Rovers, going to be a big one in Ireland. I mean, that could be some attendance there. I wouldn't be surprised if that sets like a record attendance in European football for Shamrock Rovers, because I believe they had like 35,000 like a few weeks ago in one of the League of Ireland games. And the fact that they are, 90 minutes away from getting into the next round of the Conference League, I think this will be an absolute crackery game, and I think there'll be a shitload of people at it. But we'll start with Real Betis Ghent. I'm going to go 2-0 Ghent. 2-0 Betis, sorry. Olympia versus Borac. I'll go. It's a tough one. I'll go 1-1. Paphos versus Omanoa. I'm going to go 2-1 Paphos. Heidenheim versus Copenhagen. I'm going to go Heidenheim in the relegation zone of the German league. Copenhagen, used to seeing them in the Champions League. Can they overturn this? I'm going to say no. I'm going to say 2-2 on the night. Heidenheim go through. Foul Jagielka taking on TSC. I'll go a 1-1 draw. Apoli versus Silege. I'm going to go 2-1 Apoli. Panathinaikos Finnegar. I'll go. Panathinaikos trailing for the first leg. I think Panathinaikos will see this out though. I'm going to go 3-0 Panathinaikos. And Shamrock Rovers versus Molde. I'm going to go Shamrock Rovers to get a 1-1 draw and to advance to the last 16 of the Europa Conference League. I'm going to back them. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to get behind them. And really looking forward to seeing that game. It would be great to see, another representation there from one of the home nations or whatever from Ireland. So, yeah, we'll see if they could do it or not. I think they can. They won 1-0 away from home. They've had some good results in Europe. If they can see this out, though, what a fantastic achievement it would be. So, yeah, I'm going to go a 1-1 draw. And that's it, guys. Obviously, the big games, Shamrock Rovers, Molde, and Celtic, Bayern Munich. I hope Celtic win. I just don't see it. I'm going 3-2 Bayern. But, if I'm wrong, I'll happily be wrong. If Celtic prove me wrong, then for once I'll actually be happy about it. But I think that Bayern will have too much for them on the night. And I think this is kind of where the new competition is a little bit disappointing. The fact that there is no room for failure, there's no opportunity to drop down into the lower, competition, and that could see an end to having decent runs. Now, I know it's been a while since Celtic had a good run in any competition, but you feel like this current Celtic team could do something in the Conference League or Europa League, but they ain't going to have that opportunity now. Going forward, they're going to have to just deal with the Champions League. And, that could limit them. I look at this Celtic team and I think it's decent, but I don't really envision them going past the last 16 unless they get very fortunate with draws. Whereas you feel like in the Conference League or the Europa League, I feel Celtic could go pretty far. I feel like Celtic, with Rodgers, could go to semi-finals, maybe even finals. But I don't know, this Champions League, the fact that you don't drop down, some people like that because it's all or nothing. But I don't know, I think for Scottish clubs it is good to kind of see us get a second chance. When we fall out of like the top tier, we move into the next one. And obviously with the new restructuring of this, that's not a possibility. So it is what it is. So just Celtic, if they lose tonight, if they don't win tonight, if they do not overcome the 2-1 defeat, they're out. And it's going to be that way for the foreseeable future. So it's all or nothing. Champions League, I suppose that's the competition of the big boys, and you have to play by the big boy rules, and that is win or go home. So let us know your predictions down below. I'll catch you in the next one. But I do think that Bayern Munich, unfortunately, will have too much on the night. That's it, guys. Till next time. Till the match review. Peace.